Get those quarters ready and watch out for those ghosts. Pac-Man is coming up today on BrickScale Studio. Welcome back to BrickScale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to take a look at the Pac-Man Lego set. This was a super fun build and super nostalgic. We've kind of been on this nostalgic kick with Lego lately with the spaceships, and now this Pac-Man build is a retro intellectual property with Pac-Man, which came out in the 80s. So yeah, this was a super fun build. So let's get into the build and then we will talk about it after. Here is Pac-Man, set 10323 with 2,651 pieces. So we do have a light up element here, which is the battery warning that we get on the front of the package. And here's the back of the box. So we have this back panel that opens, light brick, we've got a little scene in the back. So let's get this open. Oh, right. Oh my gosh. A ton of parts. Oh, right. So I think maybe 14 bags. There might be more. But let me get this organized and I'll be right back. Okay, yes, there were 14 numbered bags, but some of the bags did have multiple bags, but not all of them. So for example, bag number 1 had, we had 2 bags, but for bag number 2, there's only 1 bag. So some bags have more than 1 bag, but not all of them. Here we get a little warning thing about the battery. That is in the light brick, so just be aware of that. We also get an unnumbered bag of plates, yellow and black, or tiles actually, they're very smooth on the top. Then we get a sticker sheet with a couple of really huge stickers. So that is there, and then we get some of these Technic plates, 2 of these, which I'm assuming is going to help make the video game, the game screen portion. So I'm going to put those aside over here. I'm going to leave these in the bag until we need them. Put the stickers over here. Then we have our manual. So again, talking about LEGO VIP, which is now LEGO Insiders. So here we have some information about the game. Again, and then we have designer information. And then we get our bag breakdown. So the first thing we're going to be building is this little piece that can sit on the top. And that's going to take bags 1 and 2. And then the rest of the bags will go for the game. And then we get right into the build. So let's get into this. is the end of bag 1. And so that's weird that we basically had this piece on here and then they asked us to remove it and disassemble it. So I'm not sure if we'll need those pieces down the line or not. But let's get into bag number 2. Okay, so that's the end of bag number 2, and we have this piece complete. And this is the cool piece that will sit on top of the game. But the cool part of this is we have Pac-Man and we have 2 of the ghosts, and Pac-Man's facing this way, and then watch what happens. Now Pac-Man is on the chase. Very neat. This was a cool little build and all the mechanics inside. All right, so let's put this aside and get into bag 3. Okay, so we do need these pieces that we took out, these 2 pink pieces and this red piece that we took off from bag number 1. So I saved those leftover pieces. A little bag here. So, okay, on with the build. That is the end of bag number 3. So we've got to start on the base here. And we have the light brick activator. So that's very cool. Okay, so let's get on to bag number 4. And again, we are going to be retrieving that one of the pieces that we took off from bag number 1. So let me grab that. And on to bag number 4. That is the end of bag number 4. So it looks like we got this main sort of deck here, and we've got a good start on the base. We also have this in there, the 25¢ for 1 play. So that's pretty cool. And then we got the base for the joystick, and then we've got some stickers here. Okay, so on to bag number 5. it for bag number 5. So we keep building up the sidewalls here. We've added this crank element, which will come into play later. And now we're on to bag number 6. Okay, that is the end of bag number 6. So we have gotten a lot done on the sides, including applying these massive stickers. All right, and then we've got this like nice little like bumblebee pattern here, this black and yellow. All right, so it looks like for bag 7, we're going to start working on the game screen. So let's get into that. We're starting bag number 7, and this is going to start sort of the game screen portion of the build. So we're not going to need the case at the moment, so I'm going to set this off to the side. And we'll be working with this piece so far in bag 7. And I think this is going to be pretty tedious because we have a bunch of these little red jumper pieces, and then we have all these little chain element pieces that we're going to need to clip together. So let's get started. Okay, that is it for bag number 7. So far, we have this crazy contraption here, which, I mean, this is gonna be the game, right? That's gonna move the little ghosts and Pac-Man around the board. So it looks like bag number 8 is more of the same. We're going to continue working on this. So let's get into bag number 8. Okay, so we are not finished with bag 8, but if you see all these pieces, and these pieces, we basically need to create $64 of these. So even with the time lapse, that's probably going to take a while. So I am just going to create 64 and we'll come back when they're done. Okay, we got all 64 of them built. So now we just need to follow the diagram and put them all in place. So let's get going. All right, that is it for bag number 8. So there we have, I believe, the game screen. Hopefully we won't have to make any more of these little pegs, but they're the little dots or nuggets or whatever that Pac-Man eats. But my goodness, 64 of those, how tedious. Okay, so on to bag number 9. Okay, that's the end of bag number 9, and we've put a lot of the game board on there. So I'm surprised how thick this is. I thought this would just be like a little, like we'd build everything just on top of this piece, but it's quite thick and built up. Okay, so on to bag number 10. Alright, that's the end of bag number 10. So it looks like we have the board finished, and we have some gears in the back. I believe this is the one that's going to make the game go. There we have that. And so on to bag 11. that's the end of bag 11. So we pretty much got the sides built up here. We've got this along the top. And we do have a working mechanism here. Very cool. Okay, on to bag number 12. That is it for bag number 12. So we just keep moving right along here. So on to bag number 13. Okay, that is it for bag number 13. These are all printed, by the way. So not sure why we got these printed, but then we couldn't have these printed. It was just a big panel. It could have easily been printed, but what do I know? All right, so on to bag number 14, which is the last bag. Okay, that is it for bag 14, and we have this cool little scene with this little mini Pac-Man build, which is very cool. So now we can bring back the arcade, the big game, and we can pull this panel out. And then we can pop this in. Just like so. And then we can just pop that back on. And there is the finished Pac-Man. All right, let's turn the camera around and have a closer look. Here is the completed Pac-Man. What can I say about this build? I thoroughly enjoyed it. With one exception. The actual screen was a little tedious. Each one of these little dots, there are 64 of them, and each one is 4 pieces. So assembling 64 of those was kind of a pain. But other than that, I really did enjoy this build. It came together pretty quickly. Plus, it has a ton of cool features. The first one being, the game board actually moves. So there is a little crank on the side here. So when you turn that, it makes Pac-Man and the ghosts move. Very cool. Also, the coin slot lights up. And then in the back, this panel is easily removed. And you can kind of see the inner workings of what makes that screen work. And then there's also this sort of little removable build with a mini Pac-Man, which is very cool. And then, of course, this piece is removable. And there is a button on the back that you can push to turn them around like so. So very nifty indeed. One thing also that was a little weird, I thought, was these pieces are printed, but this is a sticker. So I kind of feel like if we could get these big plates printed, why couldn't we have this printed as well? But I don't know. What are you going to do? Overall, like I said, a very cool set. And I like the fact that this piece is removable and you could display this separately. So I think that's very cool. This was a fun little build, by the way. The whole thing was pretty cool the way it comes together. So that is the Pac-Man. And it will also display very well alongside the Nintendo and the Atari sets. And also I thought it was a nice little sort of ending to the DeLorean build to end the week with another 1980s memorable piece of nostalgia. So that was Pac-Man. What did you think? I really loved this build. I thought it was great. The only 2 words of caution I would give you about it is, yeah, building those 64 like dot pieces was very tedious. And then the other one is be sure when you're assembling the game screen that you pay attention to those chain link pieces and make sure that those all stay connected and everything. Otherwise you'll have a bit of a problem. But other than that, like, what an awesome, fun build. I really love all the details. Gave me super retro vibes. Like, I was definitely a Pac-Man fan back in the day. Literally Pac-Man Fever. There was a song. I mean, Pac-Man was everywhere in the 80s. I remember I had a Pac-Man phone in my room, like Pac-Man bedspread, like the whole Pac-Man lunchbox, the whole thing. So let me know down in the comments, did you have Pac-Man Fever? Or what's your favorite retro video game from back in the day? So remember to like, subscribe, share. It really helps get the videos noticed. And as I've mentioned before, we're trying to hit some subscriber milestones to do some giveaways. We've already done one. One lucky viewer won a retro record player. The next one's going to be a Star Wars set. So be sure to, share this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It's totally free. And hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. We have some new builds coming up. The DeLorean build is done. So we are finished with that build. So we're moving on to a couple of new builds. We've got speaking of the 80s, we have Optimus Prime, Gen 1 Optimus Prime coming up. And this thing is, we have a Lego version and a scale model version. The model version is big. It's almost 3 feet tall. Like, it's a toddler size. It's very big. So I'm excited to get that started. And then we have a Titanic build coming up that's kicking off in the very near future, where we have a Lego version and a model version, just like for the DeLorean. And this one is also huge. It is like 3 feet long. So a couple of huge builds coming up. And then interspersed in there, we're going to have more LEGO reviews and all that good stuff. So be sure to definitely subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of it. And until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.